A compromise has been reached in Atlantic City to bring a spark to the resort. The Small Business Development Center is offering courses to help small business owners, and we discuss ways to reach your professional goals. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation, and Stockton University. This edition of Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is brought to you by the HD Studios at the campus of Stockton University. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas. Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. After a debated battle over the fate of Atlantic City, a compromise has been reached that can help the cash-strapped city on its road to recovery. Joining me to discuss the latest on the New Deal is Councilman Kaleem Shabazz. Councilman, welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you, Bert. It's a pleasure to be here.
So just Monday, May the 23rd, announcement came out that finally, after all this debating that took place between the state, the city, and other elected officials, that it seems that we have a compromise. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Bert, we do. I think everybody has realized the common consensus about Atlantic City. When Atlantic City is going good, then Atlantic County is going good. When Atlantic County is going good, with Atlantic City and the economic engine, then South Jersey is going good. When South Jersey is going good, New Jersey is doing good. So it's critical and crucial to the development of the area that Atlantic City is stabilized, that Atlantic City has a good business climate, that people realize that if they want to come down and go to the casinos or the boardwalk or the beach or whatever features that we have, that they're going to have a good experience, and that if, God forbid, if they have an emergency, that they need emergency services, that those services are going to be there, and that the city functions and operates efficiently. And this compromise is going to allow for that to happen, and is in good time because the summer season is starting, and we want people to know that Atlantic City is open for business.
Yeah, and that's an important message that you want to tell people. I think the news of the debate that was taking place between the governor's office and the city kind of put a cloud on the city, and people have been turned off. So obviously, what's the message you want to tell those people that want to come here, enjoy the summer vacation?
Well, I don't think people who are visitors, they're not concerned about the minutiae of municipal politics. They want to know, is Atlantic City safe? The answer is yes. They want to know, is the beach and the boardwalk going to be policed? And the answer is yes. They want to know if all the entities are going to be open. And the answer is yes. And I think they want to know, if they come to Atlantic City, are they going to have a good experience and a experience that has value added? And the answer is yes. Atlantic City is open, functioning. Whatever experience that you want to have in Atlantic City in terms of recreation or tourism, we're ready to provide.
So let's talk about the deal. Essentially, what was on the table was a state takeover of the city in terms of its financials and its management. But what does the New Deal bring to the table? Well,
what the New Deal speaks to is a couple areas of concern that we as elected officials and the constituents had. I don't think anyone argues about the financial condition of Atlantic City. That's numbers and math, and you really is public record, and it's not good, and I think everybody agrees to that. The question becomes, how do we get to health, and what are the benchmarks, and what is the involvement of local officials? The local officials, the mayor and the council, in unity since really I've come on board. I was sworn in January 1st, and we've had this battle ever since that day. We believe very strongly that it's against the civil rights and the constitutional rights to deprive local people of the right to elect their officials. And that's what the bill did, the first bill. And that's why we were so vociferous, so adamant, so consistent in our opposition to it. Not that we didn't believe that Atlantic City's taxes needs to be lowered. Again, that's a math problem. Everybody understands that. The taxes are too high and they must come down. Government must be more efficient, it must be leaner, and it has to get smaller. Everybody agrees with that across the board. But we don't believe that the solution should be greater than the problem as it exists. The problem is a lack of financing, it's a lack of legacy costs that we have to pay, and that has to be addressed in many ways, but it does not mean that the constitutional rights of the citizens of Atlantic City should be taken.
Now, the new deal does give a bridge loan to the city so that it's able to continue to function, but there's still some other stipulations associated with that, and I think you're already on the road to doing some cost cutting as well as selling property, city-owned property as well.
But we have two auctions. We have a gentleman named Max Spann. He's been in the real estate auction business for over 50 years. He's absolutely an expert in doing municipal real estate sales. We're going to have a sale June 23rd. We're going to have another sale July 14th. We have about roughly 100 properties that are underused in Atlantic City, and the Planning and Development Committee, which I chair, we reviewed that, we put them together, we gave it to our council as a whole, and the council voted unanimously to put them up for sale, to get a professional auctioneer to do that. So we're going to have those sales.
And that's
in
ongoing
Richmond.
right now.
As we speak, that's going on.
Part of this deal also called basically to make an offer for early retirement for employees that qualify for early retirement. Is that call going to go out to the employees?
We've already started. Bert, the mayor, the council president, myself, and Councilman Randolph, who are on that committee from the city side, we've already started talking. We're working with the unions, and right after the holiday, we're going to get to a schedule of meetings to facilitate that.
So it sounds like things are moving along, and certainly the big message here is Atlantic City is open for business. I know you're involved actively in the community. You have quite a number of events. You just had a memorial observation where you honor the veterans. And let's talk about an event you have coming up on June the 20th as well. Okay.
On June the 20th, which is a Monday at 6 o'clock at St. James AME Church in Atlantic City, we're celebrating one of the sadder pieces of our history in America. On June 17th last year, a young man entered a church in South Carolina, sat through a Bible study, and then got up and murdered 9 people. A very unfortunate, heinous crime that saddened people all across the country. So we're going to have an interfaith memorial on June the 20th at 6 o'clock. We're inviting the total community to come out, and we're going to commemorate the lives of those 9 souls who perished at their Bible study in South Carolina in their church at St. James Church, which is in Atlantic City on Arctic and New York Avenue. And we invite everybody to come out and worship with us and pray with us for this very bad moment in our history.
Councilman, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Continue the great work, and thank you for joining us here on Latino Motion.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We have more Latino Motion to come.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. A recent report out of Stanford University reveals that Latino-owned businesses play a significant role in local job creation and economic development. Helping all small businesses to grow and thrive is the Small Business Development Center here in South Jersey. And joining me to discuss this is Carol Juarez. She is the Regional Director of the Small Business Development Center at Stockton University. Welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you, Bert. Thank you for having me here.
So, Carol, I know that as the backdrop, we talked about the tremendous growth in Latino businesses. Are you seeing the clientele that are walking into you for services increasing in terms of numbers of Latinos?
Yes, the numbers of Latino entrepreneurs are increasing in my center. I have 3 counties, Atlantic, Cape May, and Cumberland counties, and the number of Latino business owners who really want to grow their business, or even those who are considering entrepreneurship, it's really increasing, which is really good because entrepreneurship is the American dream. So anything that we can do to assist people in either starting their business or growing their business, that's our goal, and that's our mission at the Small Business Development Center.
Let's talk about how you do that. First of all, what is the Small Business Development Center?
Well, we're part of a group across the nation. There are centers that were set up by the Small Business Administration to assist current and emerging entrepreneurs. And so we work with people who have been established in business for years or decades. I also work with people who are emerging small business owners so that they've been there a year or so, and then also with startups, people who are considering starting a small business. And I provide access to information and resources, so we do individual and group counseling, and I also provide technical assistance to people. I can help them do their business plans, marketing plans, growth strategies, package their financials so that they can go to a lender or an investor.
So soup to nuts kind
Soup to nuts,
So
yes.
I'm going in, starting a business. You will help us through in terms of building that business plan.
Yes.
And ultimately even helping us to develop the package that we need to.
Right, the business plan, the marketing, the financial package, helping you register your business, deciding which form is appropriate for you, whether you want to be a sole proprietor or a corporation, an LLC. We'll talk about all those.
And the big secret is the cost.
Is
What is the cost?
Our cost is free. Everything we do at the SBDC at Stockton is free. Whether it's our training programs, and we do a series of those, or whether it's the one-on-one counseling or the group counseling, it's free. The only thing people have to do is just call me, come on in, and talk to me.
So you're regional director, and you cover what are the 3 counties again?
My counties are Atlantic, Cumberland, and Cape May counties.
All right, so let's put the number out there. So if someone wants to make an appointment,
Yes.
they want to take advantage of one of these services,
Yes.
what's the number they should
Our
call?
phone number is 609-626-3889.
And one of the important things to remember is that you mentioned this is available in every county.
Yes, it's
so
available.
throughout South Jersey, and
And-
you could find a center.
Yes, you can find a center, in fact, throughout New Jersey. In all the counties, there's a center. And like I said, I have the 3 counties, Atlantic, Cumberland, and Cape May. For Atlantic County, I'm at the Carnegie Center, Stockton's Atlantic City campus. For Cumberland County, I have space at the Workforce Development Center, right on the county college's location.
Now let's talk about a series of free workshops, and it's
Yes.
totally free.
Yes, totally free.
Workshops that you're also carrying out, and I
Yes.
believe these are going to be in Atlantic City.
They're going to be in Atlantic City. I call them Marketing Mondays. And we're going to have specialists who come in and assist our small businesses in doing marketing soup to nuts, creating their marketing plan, knowing about social media, knowing how to craft their elevator pitch. Everything everything someone needs to know about marketing, that's what we're going to do.
So what do they need to do to sign up for these classes?
Call us at 609-626-3889. Tell us you would like to attend our classes. You can register for all of them, or you can register for, because there's 13, it starts June 6th and it ends August 29th. And they're from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in our Atlantic City office at the Carnegie Center. Just give us a call and say, I'd like to attend. I can email them all the information about the different classes, and they can decide which ones they'd like to attend.
So even though they're free, you should register, because
Yes.
that's how you're going to get a seat, right?
Right, yes. And sometimes our presenters bring workbooks, or they bring other information. So this makes it easier for them to say, okay, 24 people are going to be here, and our presenters will bring 24 workbooks.
Now, I know you've been doing this for some time.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the success of the center, and even if you have a success story you'd like to share.
Well, I think everyone who comes in is a success story, because they've taken that chance and come in and talk to me about their hopes and dreams. And that takes a lot, to not know someone and come in and say, my dream is to be an entrepreneur. And then sitting down and then working with me and saying, this is what I'm going to do. And I figure no business is too small and no business is too large. Like I said, the American dream is entrepreneurship. So let's get people to where they'd like to be.
This is certainly a great resource available for free. And thank you for sharing that information with our audience. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. To get ahead in business or in your own personal career, many of us could use some guidance in the quest for professional success. Joining me to discuss options and ways to reach your professional goals is an executive coach and motivational speaker, Monica Guzman. Monica, welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell me a little bit about the role of an executive coach. What exactly is that?
An executive coach is someone who will help guide and support you along your path to professional excellence. So you can be in B-level employee, you can be in executive coach yourself. You can really, across industries, people need help to go where they want to go, and so they look for someone like me.
What are some of the triggers or the factors that will go into considering hiring someone like you or reaching out to someone like you to become an executive coach and helping them in their careers?
A lot of times people are coming back to work after a long hiatus and they need to brush up on their professional skills or their professional brand. Also, people can, there can be a situation where they've been hired for an executive role and they need to learn the politics in the workplace, or they need some leadership skills. So that's where I would come in and help them, get them polished and ready for different environments in the workplace.
And I'm assuming that if you want to elevate your game to the next level, want to become a supervisor manager, perhaps an executive coach could help as well.
Exactly. I would work really closely with you, develop a personal plan with you to see what your strengths and weaknesses are, and make sure that you're at the top of whatever industry you're in.
I know within the minority community, part of the problems that I hear about is when someone does get promoted, maybe they're not prepared for that new role. Do you think an executive coach would be a good tool for them to utilize?
Absolutely. There's several steps that people need to really take in order to reach their goals that they don't realize. You really need to start with building your personal brand first. You need to learn how to communicate effectively, write effectively, and learn how to develop strong relationships. It's not just about having an excellent resume or having a lot of knowledge. This is a game, and people need to recognize that.
And I didn't mean to imply that someone may not be prepared for that role, but as a minority, perhaps you're scrutinized a lot more. So being on top of your game is very, very critical.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about some of the most common mistakes people make in terms of their career development.
Absolutely. People talk too much, and that's something that I see a lot of
Is
people
that a Latino
do.
problem?
I
or-
think it is. We talk fast and we talk too much. And so, in the business world, in order to be effective, we need to be clear, concise, and direct. So that's a skill that I can help them develop as well.
So walk me through a little bit of some of the tools that you use as a coach to help an individual.
Absolutely. So we can meet monthly, weekly, it really depends on the person, but I use a variety of assessments and tools. It can be through workbooks, through personality assessments to really make sure that they're effective leaders, that they're in the right career, and really get them to where they want to go next.
Speaking of workbook, you wrote a workbook. Tell me a little bit about that.
So it's called Good is Not Good Enough, and it helps people to really reject mediocrity and get to where they want to go. We have exercises in there to help you build your personal brand and look at the way that you come across to people in the workplace.
I heard you mention the biggest mistake people make is they don't treat this as a game. What do you mean by that?
So the workplace is like a Monopoly game. There's winners and there's losers. You need to know how to communicate with people effectively. You need to know that it's not just about working hard and doing your 9 to 5. You need to know how to build relationships. You need to know how to give people what they want in order to get where you want to be. So it's a game.
Do you also see some generational differences? I think that working real hard will get you somewhere. It's kind of like old school, so to speak. So do you see those generation differences when you're coaching individuals?
I see that so much. Millennials tend to be, they're the type of people that want things here and now. And so people that are more old school, they think, I just come into work, I do a good job, and I'm fine. Millennials know how to play the game more effectively. So they know I need to take a few moments to talk to my boss about the football game last week and build that relationship. And they recognize that there are tricks to the trade. So there are a lot of differences, but advantages to both.
And there are some new tools available too, and certainly like social media and other tools. Do you also help them, guide them through that process?
I do. I have a lot of clients who have no idea how to do that. And so they're saying to me, I don't know what to do with social media. So I help them to write posts. I help them to build their personal brand, determine what photos to put out there, and how all of your posts and images on social media, what you say, how you come across, is a message that's really coming across to the entire world.
So let's talk about that personal branding.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So your personal brand is what people would say about you if you're not in the room. So they would say, for example, oh, that Monica, she's so So there's usually 5 words that I help my clients identify. How do you want people to remember you? So everything about you needs to match those 5 words, the way you write, the way you speak, the way you dress. If it's not, then you're just disorganized and you're not going to get to where you want to go. That's step 1.
And a lot of younger folks perhaps miss that point in terms of how you dress and even what they put on their social media
Yes.
doesn't really match with what they're trying to do in terms of their
So
career
true.
path.
So true. They really don't. They think that if they just land a job where they're making a lot of money, they're good to go. But it's not about that. You have to be so careful. And I see so many people making mistakes on social media. You have to always have your brand in mind at all times of the day, even if you're going to the supermarket on a Sunday afternoon. You never know who's watching or who you're going to meet.
This is great information. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have. I hope to have you back again soon.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.